to another episode of Sideline Summit, episode 29.
Darren Hagen episode.
Nah, he's 34 now.
He changed it.
Jordan Hamburg episode. Eric Berry episode. Cody Prophet episode. But yeah, episode 29. Preseason has gotten underway. NBA leaks, schedule leaks has been coming out. A lot of Celtics games. The Sixers have some pretty big games as well. They're going to be in the Garden twice. Two types of gardens. TD Garden opening night. Garden, Madison Square on Christmas.
The lesser of them.
Yes, definitely. Well, the Knicks suck. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
We're going to continue with our Take the Skyline predicting teams. We're at the AFC South today.
Before we move on to the best division.
No, we have to do the AFC East first. He doesn't know the own schedule. This is why I take care of everything. And then we're just going to talk some preseason headlines. Basically, we're going to talk about some players who we thought their stock is rising and or falling.
Hey, what if I think the AFC East is the best division?
Then you'd be wrong.
Guess Joe Flacco's going to win the game against the Ravens.
No, he won't. Before any of that, we have to get into our summits and plummets.
Yep.
I'll start with my summit. My summit is, I think last week or a couple weeks ago, I had it as the Steelers quarterback situation, or maybe you had it your summit last week as the Steelers quarterback situation. I think after looking at the first preseason game, I think all of them played okay. They all played serviceable. Pickett, while his stats looked the neatest, I think he did play the worst. As like he wasn't taking enough chances as someone who was highly touted as someone who just simply plays on instinct and takes the chances. He didn't really take a lot of chances, but I mean, Rudolph played really well. He had a nice touchdown throw to George Pickens. And then Trubisky also had a touchdown drive. It's just
Gunnar Olszewski.
Yeah, and don't sleep. But I just think they're in a really good situation. Pickett he's been getting 1 reps at practice. He was getting the first team 2-minute drill. So I mean, as the preseason goes on, as camp goes on, practices,
he might win it. He has a chance.
He might win it. Trubisky might win it. Rudolph has a real shot at winning it.
Here's my problem, though, right? If Pickett wins it, he has to play through the ups and downs. But if Trubisky wins it, you can take him out and say, "Hey, this Pickett's team now."
Yes, you can. That is the upside with starting one of the other ones, because you can always just return to Pickett. It's hard to go to Pickett, and if Pickett gets benched for another really mediocre guy,
it looks really bad.
You can't. I honestly just don't see any of these QBs really being the starting quarterback 2023. But I think for this season, it's good to see that you have options and a potential starter for this season that could lead you to the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm moving on to my summit. It's Bryce Harper. He'll be back. He's taking batting practice. He is going to be swinging the bat. He's going to get put out on a rehab assignment soon for a early September, late August return. Watch out, because the Phillies are going to be in the midst of their schedule. They're in the midst of that wild card race. Man, if they can just stave off a few wins, you don't want to see Syndergaard, Nola, and Wheeler in a 3-game series.
Some people might. Depends what day they're. It depends how they're feeling.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see
him. No, I like that one. I mean, and the Phillies, they got 1 off of the Mets, I believe, in their 3-game series.
Should have got 2. They couldn't hit the ball.
Yep, and unfortunately for a bunch of people dubbed the Broad Street Bombers, they do struggle hitting bombs.
To be fair, they played Jacob deGrom, the best pitcher of baseball.
With bases loaded, the Phillies are dead last in the league with a batting percentage of .183.
That's rough.
It's. I know it starts 1-8, but I believe it's 183. That is immensely rough.
That is really bad.
Especially, that takes some poor luck and some bad hitting at times, obviously.
Yeah.
But moving on to my plummet, Charlotte Hornets. Why the Charlotte Hornets? They are now the only team in NBA history to not have played a Christmas game. which is very unfortunate. I would have loved to see them versus the Hawks on a Christmas game. I really like LaMelo
Okay.
Ball. LaMelo Ball and Trae Young are just two players I truly think you can build around and win a championship with. They can be the best players on a championship team. And every time I see they're both so flashy. They can pass. They can both score in their very unorthodox ways. I like them a lot. But yeah, unfortunately for Michael Jordan, he can't land a Christmas Day game. LeBron could really never. LeBron's going to be playing in the 17th. So yeah, LeBron could never. That's my plummet, unfortunately. Michael Jordan Hornets.
It's going to sound really weird. My plummet is Tom Brady. This man has taken a couple weeks away from the Bucs camp. And it's just very suspicious. No one knows what's going on.
Plummet in like you're concerned for him way, or plummet like L Brady?
Both.
Wow. What if he's actually going through something?
Someone started a rumor that Brady is getting a divorce with his wife because his wife didn't want to come back and play football.
No, it's because Carl Nassib is a buck.
He's rethinking his decision. Nah.
Well, whatever's happening with Brady, obviously, we hope he's okay. Hope he's back. As much as I don't like him, he is the greatest quarterback to ever play the game, and he's still got some left in the tank. We'd love to see him back. But if I could see into the future and see that the Bucs would beat the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, then I hope he doesn't come back.
Yeah, if he does that, then I hope Patrick Mahomes comes in and puts a knife in Brady's throat and says, "Your career's over."
I hope so. That would be a fitting ending, passing it off. Passing the torch to,
Josh Allen.
Another GOAT.
Passing it to Josh Allen.
Not Josh Allen, but
that team is complete.
It doesn't matter because Mahomes.
But we'll talk about that
on better
next week on episode 30, the Todd Gurley episode.
The Curry episode. All right, so moving on to our Take the Skyline segment, over-under wins of the AFC South. Now, this is one of the more underwhelming divisions in football. You're really kind of top-heavy here.
It's
you
two
got
teams.
Titans, Colts. If you're like me and you expect the Jaguars to take a leap a little bit, then maybe three teams. But you can't really see any of these teams ending up winning like any severe super playoff games. But we can start with the Tennessee Titans. Their line is at 9.5.
9.5, man.
9.5. They took an L on their first preseason game to the Ravens, 10-23.
Malik Willis, though.
But Malik Willis did run for a touchdown, and he had a couple impressive throws, which is what you like to see. Okay, so they start out the season very kind of rough, kind of not. They got Giants, Bills to start. I think that's 1-2.
1-1.
Or 1-1. Apologies. We got 1-1 there. Then we got Raiders, Colts. I think for the simplicity of all this, I'm actually gonna have all of them split. So essentially, all these teams are starting 3-3.
I think they can. I think the Texans will lose.
Yes. Never mind. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have Colts, Jags.
I think the Texans lose every divisional game.
Colts, Jags, and Titans will split every game. So we have Raiders, Colts. I believe the Colts will get this one as it's in Indianapolis. I think they lose this Raiders game, though. So we're sitting at 1-3, actually, to start.
Yep.
Sitting at 1-3. We got the Commanders going to a bye. I'm going to take the Titans. Yeah.
Titans.
So we're at 2-3. They win this Colts game, like I said. So we're at 3-3. Then we got Texans, Chiefs, Broncos. I think they go 2-1 there. I have them beating the Broncos and beating the Texans.
I think they can go 1-2.
1-2, 2-1. I have them going 2-1. So I'm looking at like 5-4 record.
I'm looking at 4-5.
4-5, 5-4. Then we got Packers, Bengals, Eagles are catching 3 fat L's there. So I'm looking at 5-7.
I'm looking at 4-7, 4-8.
They would have Danny has them as under right now. I really thought this was going to be an over, so they would have to win out on mine. But it's not going to happen because they have Jaguars at Chargers, Texans, Cowboys, Jaguars. Automatically going to split.
Bro, they could legitimately go 7-10.
They could. I have them splitting the Jaguars, so
it's bad.
I'm looking at 6-8. They're not going to reach the over on mine. I
Ooh.
don't think they beat the Chargers. I was about to say San Diego.
San Diego, that's the team.
Mhm.
That's where the fan base is.
Wherever their fan base is.
They don't have one.
So we're looking at
Jacob,
6-9. They beat the Texans 7-9. The Cowboys. That's 7-10. Nowhere near the over. Maybe I'm underestimating the 1 seed from last year.
Bro, they were like Mickey Mouse 1 seed.
I wouldn't say that. They didn't have Henry for a good 2 months of the season. They still finished as the number 1 seed due to great play by now Eagle AJ Brown. He played very well.
Yeah, but I think they're the only 1 seed in the NFL that their team got worse.
That is true. But, I mean, it's hard to get better from the top.
It's hard to get better from the top, but it's also hard to lose your best offensive
Moving
weapon.
on. Indianapolis Colts, they are also at a 9 win mark. As said before, I have them splitting with Jaguars and Titans, so they are starting 2-2 for me.
It's not 4-2, right? 4-2.
We'll go 4-2 because we both think the Texans are just getting swept by everyone.
Yeah.
So
They're going 0-17.
we really start at week 3 with the Chiefs. We're starting 4-2. They lose to the Chiefs. They're 4-3. Then we're at Denver for week 5. I think that's a loss.
I mean, I think they could win the game.
I think they lose that one. They're in Denver. It's the first 5 weeks of the season. Russell Wilson's going to be absolutely explosive.
Yes.
Probably not injured. So
Yeah.
we're already at 4-4. Our next non-divisional game. So we have week 8 Commanders, week 9 Patriots, week 10 Raiders. For the Colts,
Take 2-1.
I would agree. I take 2-1. I do the game I have them losing though is in Foxborough. I have them losing to the Patriots.
It's always that. It's probably a Sunday night game, no?
Nope.
It's not.
The afternoon game is the Raiders, but I have them winning. So we're looking at 6-5 right now. Their line is 9.5. So they need 4 more wins to get the over. Eagles, Steelers, Cowboys.
Eagles, Steelers, I think they can win 1. I'm not going to pick who. I think they're going to win 1.
He won't pick them because they're beating the Steelers. But
And we did choose the Steelers in the other game.
yeah, but as stated in my last episode, if I pick the Steelers last game or last time out, I'm picking the Colts this time. They're like, oh, well, how you do that? I'm just picking games that I think they have a really good shot at winning.
Exactly.
They're probably going to beat the Steelers. They'll lose to the Eagles. They'll lose at Cowboys. So we're looking at 6-6. Correct? We're looking at 6-6. And then we have the bye week 14. They got Vikings, Chargers, Giants to finish off.
Vikings.
What do we have? We said 6-6, correct? Mm-hmm. So Vikings, Chargers, Giants. Vikings, Chargers, Giants. That wouldn't make sense. They'll leave us at 9-6. That would be like 2 games.
It was
short.
7-6.
It was 7-6.
Mm-hmm.
That would still leave us a game short. What did we start them at? 4-2. See, look, now we got to backtrack. We had them at 4-2, 4-3, 4-4. I probably miscounted a game here during the Commanders through Raiders part. So we're at 4-4. That would be 5-4, 5-5, 6-5, 6-6. 7-6. 7-7. Okay, they're 7-7 headed into these last 3 games. Sorry about that. Vikings, Chargers, Giants. They're at Minnesota.
2-1.
I think they go 1-2. I don't think they'll beat the Vikings in Minnesota with their new revamped offense. I don't think anyone will beat the Chargers. I don't know why. I just do. And
Bro's picking the Chargers to go 17-0.
I am. They're going to go all the way to Super Bowl and lose to Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. But, all right.
That's crazy. That game was amazing last year. 27-24 in Philly.
Yeah, I know. We lost because we didn't find our identity fast enough, and we couldn't stop Justin Herbert. But, so they finished 7-7 heading to these last 3. Hitting the 1-2. It's 8-10. So far, the two best teams that we're looking at are looking
8-10.
at. I meant 8-9. 8-9. So we have 8-9 and 7-10 for the 2 best teams of this division last year. It's not looking good for this division. This division is like historically bad.
I think that they go 9-8.
Texans,
They still hit the under though, right?
what? Both hit the under. Yeah, both are still
I
under.
said even if they go 9-8, they hit the under.
Yeah. 4.5 wins for the Texans. So they start 0-6. We don't think. I mean, they might have a chance to beat the Jaguars, maybe, but I don't think they will. So at Broncos,
Bro, it's a weird thing.
Ooh, here's a win. Bears.
They should win.
That's one. They have to get 5. So we're not really gonna look at Chargers L, Jaguars, Raiders L, Giants.
It's 2. That's possible.
These are 2 possible wins. Not to say that we picked them. I might have picked the Giants to beat them, but that's a win. Commanders, that's an L.
Hey,
I think that's an L. Commanders, I think they are a bad team, but very mediocre squad. Browns, maybe.
Depends the time of the year.
Depends what time of the year. It depends on the weather. It depends on
Everything. Davis Mills.
Depends if my taxes are coming in or not. You know, and all that stuff.
If Davis Mills is feeling like BDN today.
BDN. Cowboys, L. Chiefs, L. Titans, L. Jags, L. Colts. Okay, they're not. No, they might get 3 wins. This is not a good squad.
3-14.
Even if we gave them the split with the
they're
Jaguars,
taking Bryce Young.
Exactly, for sure. And then now we move on to our final team, which is what I'm super excited for. And 6.5 for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going over. They already got 3 wins. They have 4 wins in my book already. So 6.5. They just have to get 3 out of division wins. Went back. All right.
Hammer the Jags.
So they're, as I said, 4-2. Sweep the Texans, split Colts and Texans. So Commanders to open the season at Commanders. I'm taking the Commanders in that one. Chargers and Eagles, not looking good.
Nope.
They're looking at 4-5 already. The next non-divisional game is Week 7 against the Giants. Hosting the Giants, I'm going to take Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. We're at 5-5. So
pretty good for a team that has a number 1 overall pick.
Yep, and we have 2 more wins to go. We've got the Broncos. I'm taking the Broncos there. Raiders, I'm going to take the Raiders. And Chiefs. I don't see them really beating any of these upper echelon playoff teams.
Definitely not beating the Ravens.
Hell no. At Detroit, that is a winnable game.
I think they beat Detroit.
That is a winnable game. Certainly, they're not beating the Cowboys. They could compete with the Jets. I think they can beat the Jets. So if they're at 5 wins,
they hit 7 if they beat the Jets and
the Lions. So realistically, I'm going to take the over. I think they could beat both of these teams. And if they were to beat any of these upper echelon teams, I think it'd be this Week 8 Broncos team, because that's just how Russell Wilson operates. So
they might have Jerry Jeudy on a torn ACL and Cortland Sutton on.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. So they're finishing off with a 7-10 record, which is the same as the Titans. I would leave an 8-9 Colts team as winning the division.
Yeah, it's always something in the water about the South, like NFC South. Remember the Panthers made the playoffs like going 8-8-1 or 8-7-1 or something like that.
It was something like that, but no one ever said anything. But when the Eagles won the division in 2019 and 9-7, it was like, oh, abolish the NFC East, abolish. Yeah. Just send the best couple teams. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
Like what? The Seahawks made the playoffs before at 7-8-1. Didn't say anything, and they made the NFC Championship game.
Don't matter.
Exactly.
Once you're in, it don't matter.
Exactly. Doesn't matter. Or it might have been they might have won the wild. I don't even remember. But still, regardless, we're moving on. Preseason headlines. There's a lot of I have roughly 2 guys I think up their stock. 2 guys their stock might have dropped. One guy I think really up their stock was Cam Jurgens, backup center for the Eagles. Kelsey will be ready for Week 1, but he's not going to play any preseason. He's got some elbow surgery. Jurgens kind of looked like Kelsey out there. He looked very mobile. He was getting out on the screens, laying people out.
Kelsey plush.
Yeah, basically like a grow your grow your own dinosaur, grow your own Kelsey. Just throw him in the water and let him work. I was very.
They copied him, pasted him, and then they copied their friend's homework, but they removed a few letters.
Yeah, they just moved the beer and the beard and the yelling
and the Delco.
Yeah, whatever. And yeah, I thought he looked really good. Another guy, I thought he was a practice darling, and everyone Everyone loves George Pickens, and I did too. I thought, if he wasn't injured in college, he'd be probably one of the top receivers in this draft.
Man, he would have been top 15 pick. There's no way that Traylon Burks is going for George Pickens.
No shot. But Burks was kind of treated like the best player on a high school team, and Pickens played for a very established program. He was probably one of the best players on a championship team.
He tore his ACL, came back, and he's a dog.
He was amazing.
Literally, he's a dog.
He was amazing through practice. He went viral for that. Oh, look, he got drafted, and he stands like a menace to the universe. But that he made a lot of good plays. He had that block on Kobe Bryant.
Both names NFL young boy.
That's what he said it is. So we're gonna rock with it. He had that nice toe tap in the back of the end zone. That was very impressive. He also had a catch along the sideline. That was very nice.
You looking at your elite receivers, he reminded me of someone come out of the SEC just about 10 years ago. Julio Jones. Elite blocking. Elite hands. Elite body kick. He reminds me of Julio.
I'm not going to agree with you there because Julio Jones is like a little bit smaller than Calvin Johnson Jr. and he's just as fast as Calvin Johnson Jr.
I'm talking about isn't Pickens like 6'3"?
He ain't running no 4.3, is he?
I think he ran 4.4. Yeah, but
there's a difference between if he ran because Pickens ran a 4.47.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson and Julio, they run that low 4.3.
Yeah.
That's the jump. I think your other comparison was better earlier in the week when you said AJ Green.
He's like AJ Green, but better.
I don't know. He's not. Do you?
I remember AJ Green, bro. He trusts my Steelers fan.
AJ Green was one of the three best receivers in football until Odell Beckham Jr. started rolling around.
You know who else was?
It was
T.Y. Hilton.
No, he wasn't. He was not one of the three.
He was top 10 for a minute, though.
Yeah, I mean, he was solid when he had Andrew Luck and all them boys.
I think he's still in the league.
He's somewhere. I don't know where he is. But yeah, I mean, for that good decade or like good 5 years, it was Calvin Johnson, AJ Green, Julio Jones.
Yeah, I think you're forgetting one more person.
No, I'm not. Who?
Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown was not good in the early 2010s. He was not that guy.
I mean, you're right. He was a backup receiver when we went to the Super Bowl.
Okay, so that's my point.
Just because our receivers were insane.
Antonio Brown probably didn't become that. 2013 he started becoming that guy.
2013.
Around 2015 it was him, Julio, OBJ, and then it shifted into DeAndre Hopkins, and then now Devontae Adams.
Hop on the trend if you're
soon to be Jefferson, Chase.
If your favorite team had a favorite player from 7 years ago, put that Morgan Wallen 7 summers ago song in there.
Don't listen to country music; it's bad for your health. Who are two guys that you thought really upped their stock through camp, through preseason so far?
Through camp
and preseason, whatever.
It's going to sound really weird. The Eagles. Well, before I go into two players, the Eagles finally got rid of that deadweight J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, and he joined the player that he's always been comparable to. So I guess what we see, they're going to see him on the same offense.
That is crazy because J.J. Arcega-Whiteside,
he's supposed to be this red zone go-get. He can't catch.
He's supposed to be like, oh, throw it up, let him go get it. He doesn't have an ounce of athleticism in his body.
His only touchdown came off Miles Sanders' fumble.
Yeah, and Miles Sanders should have had a 75-yard touchdown on that play, but Marlon Humphrey punched it. And credit to J.J., of course, for running through the play, trying to get downfield, and of course he made a play there, but the Eagles were dog shit, so it doesn't matter. And in that same game, the only reason the Eagles even got kickstarted is because we threw Jalen Hurts in at quarterback to run 2 draws.
Yep.
No, he ran a draw that got about 20 yards, and then he made something out of nothing and got like 2 yards because the play was blown up. It wasn't done right. Those were dark times, but now we're in better times.
All right, it's going to sound really weird. Drew Lock is one of my risers for the preseason. He looked really good against the Steelers. Pete Carroll has came out and said, Geno Smith is our guy. But for a team that has no expectations, well, why the hell are you starting a 30-something-year-old like?
I mean, he just got COVID. He was going to get the start on Thursday, but he got COVID, so it's kind of a L lock. But Neither of those quarterbacks are going to be on the team next year. Maybe Geno Smith because he's been there for a little bit, but they're both going to be sitting back up to C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young, or Spencer Rattler, whoever.
Unless Drew Lock leads them to like 9 wins.
He's not.
He's not. But
no way. The Seahawks team is bad.
I mean, their quarterback position is bad.
Their quarterback position is bad.
Here's what I'll say: the Steelers are in a little bit better position than the Seahawks.
Because you have T.J. Watt.
Yeah.
T.J. Watt alone can win you some games.
T.J. Watt alone, but Jamal Adams can't.
Jamal Adams can't because he is a safety and plays a less valuable
If I'm the Seahawks, I'm talking to the Eagles and saying, yo, what can we get for Jamal Adams?
And you're not getting anything because we want Jesse Bates. But
I would throw him a 2nd or 3rd round pick.
I would, but
for
I honestly think our safety room is not – our safety room is serviceable because of who we have up front. Which is my one other riser. The Eagles' defense has been absolutely insane.
Yeah.
They've played their starters 2 series. I believe 2 series, not even. They played 1. They forced
pick 6.
Or not a pick 6. They got a pick on Zach Wilson.
Almost pick 6.
The next time they get out there,
3 now.
I believe it was 3 now. Zach Wilson came out the game. Then they put in Mike White. That didn't go well. And they've honestly – here's the thing. So Jalen Hurts has been struggling, not struggling, but his stock hasn't really risen too much or fell too low in camp. He's kind of just like playing an elite defense in camp. He goes out there against the Jets, goes 6 for 6, 80 yards, scores 2 touchdowns on 1 drive because he got the run called back. And they was like, all right, if I can't get them over my legs, I'm going to throw it to my guy Goddard, who does a backflip in preseason to score. Very Gronk-esque. I like that.
Yeah.
He very
excited. Gronk late.
I think he could be a better route runner than Gronk, but I don't know if anyone could be as dominant as
Gronk might be the best tight end of all time.
He is very dominant. He's a very dominant football player.
I think the best play got to be that back shoulder, one hand.
I just actually saw that the other day. That's what kind of reminded me of it.
He is nuts.
One person's stock who I think fell down a little bit is kind of also on the Eagles is Kenneth Gainwell, which is a very random pick and probably a homer pick, but we're Eagles Steelers fans here. You're going to hear a lot of Pittsburgh and Philly, all right? Kenneth Gainwell has not been taking the leap everyone thought he was going to. Boston Scott hasn't been healthy. He has a concussion because Marcus Epps popped him in practice, which is good sign by Epps. Obviously, hope Scott's okay. Giants killer legend. But Gainwell not taking that leap will only show us is Miles Sanders.
Him.
Is he a top 10? Can he be a top 10 running back? Can we pay you?
Here's the thing. Miles Sanders is better than Josh Jacobs. I don't care what anyone says.
I think when healthy, yes.
Yeah.
I think Miles Sanders is a top 10 running back when healthy, but he's not healthy. I can't factor that in. He's no better than Najee Harris. No disrespect to Najee Harris. I think he's also can be a top 10 back this season.
Legitimately said he's like, if we got to win, I'll take 500 carries.
Yeah, but the Steelers are thinking opposite. They want to give him less carries so his body is okay.
Yo, Camp Riser, Master Teague, and who the hell was the backup for the Steelers that was good time?
Calvin Austin?
No, he was not. He didn't play. He had a foot injury.
Was it a tight end?
Not a running back. We had 2 running backs that looked really, really good. What I say is these running backs, they might have just pushed Benny Snell's job out the door.
I mean, that's unfortunate. I remember it was rough times. I was rocking with Snell.
Connor.
It was bad times.
You still got Anthony McFarland too, the Maryland product.
It was bad times, man.
Yeah. James Conner, right? Very interesting story. He's the workhorse back for the Arizona Cardinals. And
along with what he's got Edmonds there.
No, Edmonds is Miami.
Edmonds, yeah, that's correct. Edmonds went to Miami. So yeah, he's kind of
they drafted a guy, but like
James Conner is gonna have to carry it.
He's him. I believe he had 1,000 yards for the Steelers.
I wanted to shift to some NBA schedule leagues.
NBA hoops.
I wanted to start with the opening night games. We have Sixers going to the TD Garden to play the Boston Celtics.
I wish it was in Philadelphia.
Well, the better team will always host the opening night game. Just know that.
That's weird because this time it didn't happen.
Yes, because Golden State is hosting LeBron. But
oh shit.
I really do like the Sixers Celtics game. I think that's a great way to start the season. They're probably the biggest rivals in the East that I can think of. Two teams that just they don't like each other. And the Celtics are going to go out there and beat the crap out of them. Unless they get Kevin –
Me and Kevin Durant, it's Denzo.
No, well, if you get Kevin Durant, you go from a second-round exit to a second-round exit. But I mean, unless if you really want to get competitive, you're going to have to go get Kevin Durant. But if you don't –
you go from a second-round exit to a second-round exit in 7.
Yeah, the Sixers will forever – I cannot see a scenario – I'm so serious when I say I don't see a scenario of them getting past the second round next year. I can't see it. The Bucks are way better. The Celtics are better.
They're a top 4 team in the East, but they're not better.
But you got to be top 2 if you want to get past the second round. I mean, the top 2 teams in the East did play in the second round last year, but Bucks Celtics. Now, I think obviously I think it's a great game. I think it's going to be a good one. The one thing I don't like, I get it. It's LeBron and it's the Lakers and you gotta see them play. Why? Why the fuck are they playing?
Because of the Lakers.
What if we had Warriors Grizzlies?
Well, they're the Minnesota Lakers, bro. They're playing. The Warriors Grizzlies are playing on Christmas Day.
But I want them opening night.
Christmas Day is better.
I want them opening night, or give me Mavericks Warriors.
Oh, it's all not the NBA, but the Philadelphia sports. They play the Eagles Cowboys Christmas Eve, and Sixers Knicks on Christmas Day.
Yeah, the Christmas Day schedule is pretty nice. I'm gonna pull it up real quick. Got the post notifications from Shams, so gotta find that. Got it. All right, so we got Bucks at Celtics. Going to be a phenomenal game. That's going to be a really good game. 76ers at Knicks. I get it. It has to be in New York. The Knicks are going to get the shit kicked out of them, and Embiid's going to drop a Christmas classic with 50 and 20. He's going to put up some Wilt numbers.
He's putting some presents on RJ Barrett's head.
Yeah, it's going to get bad.
Call him Santa Claus.
Suns at Nuggets. I really do like that game. I think it should be in Phoenix, but I'm very fine with that. You're going to have Suns looking to finally go win a championship versus the MVP. We got Lakers at Mavericks.
I kind of hate that these teams have to play on Christmas Day.
Well, they love it. So.
Well, no, I'm saying they have to spend Christmas not in their own home.
That's true, but
the away team has to.
That is true, but you could always just sit out. This is the most player empowerment league. If they simply wanted to be with their families that bad, they would just sit out.
They probably fly their families out.
I think every player in the NBA dreams of playing on Christmas Day. It's just it's truly next level. Next we have Lakers Mavericks. We have LeBron and the Lakers going down to face Luka and the Mavericks in Dallas. And then we have Grizzlies at Warriors. My wins for this, I'm obviously taking the Celtics. I'm taking Sixers on the road. I'm taking Suns on the road. I'm taking the Mavericks at home. And I'm going to take the Warriors at home.
I like that.
Yeah, I can't see really a scenario of Warriors losing bad on national television unless John Morant is on demon time, which he claims to be. We're going to have to see. When the schedule got released, and John Morant tweeted out at Draymond, looks like we got what we wanted. They wanted Grizzlies Warriors Christmas Day or opening night or something. And Draymond was like, yeah, sounds good. And he was just like, bring the family over for dinner. I'm like, Draymond is the top, I'm going to talk as much shit as I want on the court. But then I'm going to be like, oh, don't take it so personal, man. It's just basketball. Outside of basketball, oh, we cool, man. Like I get it. But no.
I mean, his wedding. He had. They say he invited every superstar.
Well, every superstar came because Draymond's got the plugs there.
Bro, but he called LeBron my king.
No, he didn't. That was fake. Danny gets ball sacked on a regular.
Nah, bro.
He gets ball sacked. He gets butt cracked. He gets cock sports.
They said he really said Mike. Thank you, Mike King.
No, bro, he didn't say that. He did not say that. Here, speaking, we were just talking about Julio Jones.
Second string corner, Christian Fulton versus Julio.
and it's going to look bad. That's not going to load up anyway. We're going to assume Julio must the absolute shit out of him. But that's looking like everything we have today, man. The NBA will soon be upon us, but the NFL is even closer, and the Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. Next week, we're going to be talking some AFC East before we get into the highly anticipated AFC West. AFC East, Patriots, Bills, Jets, Dolphins. A very sneaky division, depending on the health of Zach Wilson.
And Tua.
And Tua, and if Tua's arm is like the real deal, is it going to be consistent? It's going to be fun. The Patriots are always going to be a competitive team as long as they Bill Belichick and a serviceable quarterback like Mac Jones.
And then the week after that, episode 31, we will be moving on to the AFC West. Speaking of the AFC West, former Bronco Brian Dawkins.
Don't ever say that. He is not no former Bronco. Fuck out of here. Yeah, he only ever played for the Eagles. Don't look up Brian Dawkins in a Broncos jersey. That didn't happen.
It didn't. It's fake.
It's fake. It was made up.
Just like Mike King.
It's fiction. No, Mike King. If you truly believe Brian Dawkins played for the Broncos, you got ball sacked. Let's be honest.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, and next episode, we're obviously going to have to get into a little bit of Steph Curry. Going to be talking our favorite moments from him as don't give it away. Mine personally was a dunk, so don't look at it. No. But
mine's this.
Greatest shooter ever play. One of the greatest point guards ever play. I'm very excited for next episode. But this episode was also very fun. Sorry, there was no enthusiasm for the over-under take the skyline. The AFC South is absolutely garbage.
I think our enthusiasm matches the division.
Yeah, like it matches Matt Ryan being the best quarterback in the division.
No, Trevor Lawrence.
That's what I meant. But Trevor Lawrence is going to be top 10. Let's not worry about it. But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week talking some
best quarterback in the AFC South.
Chargers going